I mean, everything we see is a false reality. It's like Big Brother, The Matrix, whatever you want to call it. While we're watching each other, they're watching us. All the time. Obi-Wan Kenobi said, "Your eyes can deceive you. Don't trust them." It seems to be getting harder, distinguishing reality from the illusions people make for us, or from the ones we make for ourselves. I don't know. Maybe that's part of the plan, to make me think I'm crazy. It's working.
They say it's black on black crime, but it's fucking murder. Murder is alive, remember. From Iran to black community. We know everything. We know who is the real killer of our loved ones and yours. Having big enemies is blessing, and now we are in war with Epstein. This is Victory Lab. Marathon continues.
I did not know that Iranians saw Nipsey Hussle as being on the same level as Martin Luther King. Like, I'm not even trolling. In Iran right now, they had a whole expedition talking about the people that were unalived by the United States.
Assalamu alaikum, peace. I'm from Iran.
They said that these guys are the same as the Iranians, one people united under one God.
From Martin Luther King, Malcolm X to Nipsey Hussle, we are all sharing the same goal. Having an independent, free society.
And that they were labeled with terms like gangster, radicalist, and saying that Iran are going through the same exact treatment right now.
All these people, martyrs that you had faced and have experienced, have the same experience as us. These titles like gangsters, radicals, just like we are facing right now.
Where they're being labeled as terrorists.
They're calling us terrorists, extremists, radicals. They fought against the imperialism, tried to build their own foundation, tried to build their own society independently, and got killed.
And this whole thing kind of surprised me because...
Have you guys seen that video of the dude who lit the warehouse on fire? I believe it was a toilet paper warehouse, or maybe like Charmin, whatever. The whole point in me addressing this is because we're at an economic breaking point with the country, or at least we're nearing one very, very soon in terms of like how you would look at a society, like timeline wise. That's going to be more normal. It's going to be more normal for CEOs to get killed in the streets. It's going to be more normal for warehouses to burn. It's going to be more normal for data centers to be attacked. It's going to be more normal for executive meetings held in secure locations to find out that they're not so secure. That's just going to be more normal. That's what comes when you push people to a financial breaking point. That's what happens. It's not that things continuously get expensive. It's just that they keep raising their they keep raising their prices and suppressing the wages to extract more from the economy. So then your roads don't get repaired because they're hoarding that money in fucking tax havens. They're extracting from the economy. That's why jobs also happen to disappear, because they're extracting from the economy. Why pay 100,000 people when you could slash 100,000 jobs, make the business run like shit, but manage to get people to spend more money on it anyways, because they don't really have a choice. Late stage capitalism. And it brought it on itself. It really did bring it on itself. This is why we're also experiencing the fascism that we're experiencing. Have you noticed that there aren't a lot of Democrats presenting a vision for the future? They're not saying, yes, we will get you livable wages. Yes, the billionaires are going too far. Yes, you do need childcare. You do need healthcare as a human right. You don't hear a lot of them doing that, do you? You might hear like a gem one-off in the distance saying those things, but as a broader party, they could rally behind it. They could do it. It would be the perfect time for them to win, but no, they won't do it. Two wings of the same bird. When I say things like give the Democrats a supermajority, it isn't because I'm expecting them to change things. I know the gems are rare. It's because I want to turn every excuse that they make into a knife that goes down their throat without them understanding it. Every lie causes them to lose a tooth, and they can't see it. Every lie makes another person angry. Every lie makes another warehouse light on fire. Every lie makes another CEO get put in danger. That's what I'm trying to tell you to do. Give them a supermajority. And I know they're going to see this. I know that. So they either do what we want with that supermajority, or they get real comfortable with the hellscape that they're about to be thrown into for lying.
Listen, you can cry about my moral position later, but this is my true take. If you want the system to change, you're gonna have to kill judges, you're gonna have to kill governors, you're gonna have to kill senators, you're gonna have to kill politicians. If you want evil to be eliminated and removed, then you need to get rid of the evil that operates within the system, right? I know I made a video talking about we should kill pedophiles, sex traffickers, human traffickers, and even rapists, right? They are the source of the problem, but they're able to continue what they're doing because the system defends them. And it is our constitutional right to overthrow a tyrannical government. And I will always say it, we have the freedom to bear arms. Why the fuck have we not come together to build communities, to build armies, to go against these evil, sick people? Because I'll tell you what, I'm willing to die for this. I'm willing to put my life on the line to fix this damn system.
I was saying the other day how people need to reclassify how they view violence. The city councilman member in Indiana who approved the data center after everybody in the neighborhood said that they did not want a data center in their neighborhood. He ended up getting his house sprayed up and somebody left a note saying no data centers. I feel sorry that his son was there, but I don't feel sorry for what happened. He doesn't view putting a data center in somebody's neighborhood, polluting their air, making their water toxic, running up their electricity bill, shortening their life expectancy. He doesn't view any of that as violence. That is exactly what that is. That is violence. People really need to reclassify the way that they view violence. Most violence in America is enacted by people in suits. And the violence that you see on the local news of somebody waving something around in the air and bullets flying, that is a violent reaction to other people's actions. And then he proceeds to say that we can't normalize this type of violence. But what he did was normalized violence. I don't feel bad for him because he literally got a violent reaction from the violence that he was trying to inflict on an entire neighborhood.
So as soon as we use our Second Amendment right, now it becomes a problem.
In Indianapolis, police believe frustrations over a data center led to someone shooting at the home of a city-county councilor. Councilor Ron Gibson says he was home with his 8-year-old son when someone fired what appeared to be 13 shots at their front door. Fortunately, nobody was hurt, but there was a note reading no data centers left on the doorstep.
Isn't this the most American thing to do? They spent hours in a town hall meeting explaining why they didn't want a data center in their neighborhood. And you know what the politicians did? They said, F you and your opinions, we're building it anyway. So this fellow American did the most American thing to do, took his Second Amendment right and used it. And now the politicians are talking about, oh, my child was in the house. Who do you think are living in the homes by the data centers you want to build? And this reminds me of something that my sister have to say to her kid. If I have to say it nice, then I have to say it twice. They said it nice for 6 hours and nothing came out of it. They say it again in a more forceful way, and guess who's not having a data center built in their neighborhood? Interesting, isn't it? It's almost like if politicians listen to the constituents, we wouldn't have this problem. Now the question to politicians is, are you able to hear it nice, or do the American people have to say it twice?
I hate to say it, but the warehouse worker was more effective than the No King's March, okay? Because they can't ignore that. They can't ignore that. They're gonna feel that. That hurts their bottom line. The only thing they care about.
Paid us enough to fucking live. No, we may not get paid enough to fucking live, but these bitches dirt cheap. All you had to do was pay us enough to live. All you had to do was pay us enough to fucking live. All you had to do was pay us enough to live.
California fire wipes out toilet paper warehouse that serves 50 million people. So basically, Kimberly-Clark in Ontario, California is the largest supplier of toilet paper to the entire West Coast. Everyone in the West Coast of California has a dried, caked doo-doo ass because of these guys. Because naturally, we're supposed to use water, but you know, white people and their dirt, they said, no, you should use paper. But anyways, this warehouse has now burned down. You saw it. An employee burnt the fucking place down because he got frustrated and angry and tired of watching his bosses take multiple vacations, buy beach houses, all of that, and he could barely make ends meet. By the way, in case you're curious, I absolutely support this. I say every employee, every Amazon employee should burn that. Like, every employee got to let them lose money. The money they don't want to pay you, let them lose it. Fuck it. If I knew whoever this guy was or whoever had his GoFundMe, I would send people there. I'll go check it. If I find a GoFundMe for him, I'll let you guys know so we can donate to his profile, to his platform.
Ontario police now saying an employee who worked inside that warehouse is now under arrest.
That fire literally lit up the night sky as flames tore through the Kimberly-Clark warehouse. This is on Hellman Avenue. The warehouse filled with paper products, making a small fire into a massive inferno just after 12:30 this morning. Fire officials say about 20 employees were inside that building when that fire initially broke out. Police at this point releasing very few details about the employee who was arrested.
You know, if you're not gonna pay us enough to fucking live or afford to live, at least pay us enough not to do this shit. Should have paid us enough to fucking live. You know, we may not get paid enough to fucking live, but these bitches dirt cheap. All you had to do was pay us enough to live. All you had to do was pay us enough to fucking live. All you had to do was pay us enough to live. There goes your inventory.
Islam, Shalom, Hola, Aloha, Bonjour, Osio, Assalamu Alaikum, Konnichiwa, Jumbo, this your brother Zach Bay, Indigenous American Moor, coming to you live in full effect. Like, share, subscribe to my channel, hit the notification bell down below so you can be notified whenever I'm dropping some new content. Leave a comment, interact with me. Thank you, I really do appreciate your viewership. Let's jump into another one. Alright. This video is for entertainment purposes. I'm not suicidal, nor am I taking any kind of medication. Say I'm a safe driver, say traveler. I know how to swim. You know, nothing nefarious or wild is, you know, going on. Besides, you know, me always fighting a good fight, you know, swinging the sword of righteousness. But yeah, just to get that out of the way. Special thanks and shout out to like the 6 to 10 subs who are always watching my content all the way through. I really do appreciate that watch time. All right, into another one. Frog in a boiling pot. I've been talking about this for a good long while now. Hopefully you enjoyed those clips at the beginning, and I'll probably show some at the end to help drive my point home. But like I said, I've been talking about this for a long time now. If you looked up that reference, frog in a boiling pot, you know exactly what I'm talking about. These situations, the environments are just heating up. It's getting hotter and hotter. People are starting to feel it. People are starting to become reactionary. And when people become reactionary, a lot of times it starts to look revolutionary. You really have to make, you know, proper plans. You can't just be acting rash and emotional and make things chaotic. It really has to be planned, concise. You know, boycotts definitely do work. These large corporations don't really seem to be hearing the small guys. But, you know, our voice is definitely loud enough to make waves. Their bottom line has to be affected in some way, shape, or form. You know, dudes setting that fire in the warehouse was just one straw on the camel's back, man. And you know what they say, that one straw can break the camel's back. You know, that's been a saying that's been out for a good long while now. So it was the Kimberly Clark warehouse in California, Ontario. Say it was an arsonist in there. The man was saying they should have just paid us a living wage. They should have just paid us enough to fucking live. That's exactly what he was saying. And that seems to be like a chant, a battle cry, because all through the comments, I'm gonna show a lot of the comments that people were supporting in this video. All through the comments, people was like, should have just paid that man a livable wage, should have just paid him enough to live. And that's an echo. That's like a rally cry for the unheard, for the downtrodden, you know, for the working class, the class that they're trying to get rid of, the middle class that they're destroying, you know, everyday people, you and me, not Fortune 500 CEOs, you know, not these household brand names, these large corporations that seem to be too big to fail, as the government would say. Like I said, man, I've been saying this for a good while now. Frog in the boiling pot. Let's continue. There was a city councilman had a data center proposal. The residents, the citizens were like, no, they don't want that data center. They went along with it anyways. You know, big corporations lining the pockets of these people. Not really. They're just doing that stuff for show. Those town hall meetings, councils where they ask the people to actually vote, they already made the decision behind the closed doors. Pockets already got filled, pockets got lined, people got paid, and they're just doing it as a show for you, the people, to just participate in as an act, as a play, fiction. And they've already made a decision what they were going to do. So they weren't listening to the citizenry and the people, and the people were like, hey, we don't like this. Next you know, shots fired. Someone's house got shot up, that senator, and next you know, hey, there's no data center being built now. That's the way you got to do it sometimes. The voice of the unheard, you know, MLK saying violence is the voice, violence is the language of the unheard. I believe I said that quote correctly. And we cannot forget about Luigi, right? Luigi happened before that. It was a whole internet meme thing, you know, showing Luigi Mario as, you know, a hero, targeting that healthcare CEO because, you know, unfair business practices, just draining the resources of the poor and not giving real healthcare. It's about damn time. You know, a lot of people are standing up for this person and up for those actions. You know, like I said, it's just getting started. Those straws are starting to pile up on the camel's back. Who knows how long this thing's gonna keep on moving. Also, the BlackRock shooter. They tried to say this person went to the wrong floor in that building. We know that's a lie. They intentionally went to the BlackRock building. Those investor hedge firms, these people buying up all the homes, making it impossible for people to afford starter homes, to build families. Come on now. Like, this stuff will become a lot more common. People are starting to get fed up. People are not going to sit back quietly and walk calmly and quietly into that good night. They're not going to do it, fam. They're not going to do it. That's not the American way. It's really not the American way. And there's been a lot of people holding back, holding down, chemically castrated, no balls, no guts, no kind of spirit to stand up and actually, you know, fight for what you believe in. Someone said that No King's protest didn't have anywhere near the effect that this Ontario fire starter had, right? I'm like, hey, that's true, because people are starting to recognize. I don't want to make this video too long, but it's damn near important. Like, share, subscribe. Let me know how I'm doing down below. Let's continue. All right, so we know about what happened with the BlackRock shooting. Let's talk a little bit more historical context. Does anybody remember the DC sniper? That DC sniper incident? I wasn't too old to really remember all the details of what's going on. But I remember this DC sniper had specific targets they were going for. I believe they were targeting like judges, political officials, and stuff like that, heads of banks, banking institution. They weren't just targeting any Joe Smo walking around on the street citizen. So that's what a lot of these politicians, a lot of these heads of states, a lot of these corrupt individuals, the people who are mentioned in these files, that's what they fear. And they're starting to take actions in order to disarm the average everyday public, the people who are being downtrodden, the people who are being preyed upon every single day. And people are starting to stand up and stand out and stand 10 toes down, fist in the air. And those revolutionary fires are starting to blaze, they're starting to burn. Also, there was talk about, new information came about the Unabomber, even more of a historical stance. They said the Unabomber went around targeting government installations, institutions, buildings, and things like that. It turns out that the so-called Unabomber was a victim of the MK Ultra mind control programming. Those files have already been declassified, stating that the MK Ultra mind-altering mind control programs were 100% real. They existed, they happened. So it goes to show you that this person wasn't as crazy, wasn't as psychotic, as a lunatic, wasn't a maniac like they say. You know, just some historical context. Like I said, for entertainment purposes, I've seen this stuff coming miles away, months, years ahead of time, and I'm just trying to put that message out there. Like, share, subscribe. All right. I want to end this one with a quote. A wiser man than me once said, "We are not supposed to be afraid of our government. Our governments are supposed to be afraid of us." End quote. Like, share, subscribe. Peace.
In San Diego, they brought these machines in to make people pay for parking in a residential area. And people were like, we shouldn't have to pay for parking in a residential area. So they filled in the holes, making it impossible for people to use the machines. They vandalized them, ensuring that the government realized that, hey, fuck you. And it's the spirit of fuck you that America really does quite well. And I think we should all take notes and around the world unite collectively in our shared spirit of fuck you when it comes to shit that the government does that we don't like. This lady came out and she was explaining it. She didn't like it. She was basically saying fuck you. And there was another guy that came out, he had fuck you to say as well about it. And I think we should all just unite around fuck you.
Hey, I see why y'all keep saying tax the rich, because when you actually open up that tax code, it just feels illegal. Just check this out.
PBS found Donald Trump paid just $277 in property taxes on 195 acres at his Bedminster property. He qualified parts of his golf course as farmland, showing goats, hay, and wood cutting. Steve Forbes, the chairman of Forbes magazine, paid just $2,005 on his 450 acres in New Jersey. He classified his estate as a farm, using cows. In New Jersey, minimal farm activity unlocks property tax cuts of up to 98% on luxury land. Billionaire Charles Johnson did something similar with his Carolyn's mansion in Hillsborough, California. It was donated to his own private foundation, presented as an open-to-public museum. Reporters found it open only around 2 hours a week. This helped him save over $38 million in taxes over 5 years. Same estates, different label. The top 1% master classification. Homes into farms, mansions into museums, estates into wineries, land into conservation preserves. You understand the system, you win the game.